MLS Cup playoffs coming up. Round 1 starts on this November 20th. I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm here to bring you all my picks and predictions for all of those matchups. Right off the bat, let's get this out of the way. Hit that subscribe button down below. 1,000 YouTube subscriber challenge. When we reach 1,000 subscribers, one subscriber will be randomly drawn to win a $250 Visa gift card. It's that easy. Hit that subscribe button down below. We just picked up another subscriber just before this show, and it's a free $250 bet on the house if you're the lucky winner. So get in on that and help our channel grow. We're going to be bringing tons of MLS content as we head into the playoffs. We're going to up our game and bring more and more content. I'm sure my wife's not happy about that, but so be it. It's the playoffs. Time to roll. Now, let's get into some of these games. First game up, the play-in games, starting out on Friday night, the 20th. We will be live for one of these, but not this one. First matchup is the New England Revolution hosting the Montreal Impact. First game of the playoffs, New England Revs at home at Gillette Stadium. This one, their odds are Revs are minus 158. Montreal Impact comes in at plus 368. Big dogs for Montreal. This one's going to be a tough test for Thierry Henry going into Gillette Stadium where the Revs play so well. The Revs have their players back. They did lose 2-0 to Philadelphia on decision day in Philly, but they will be at home. They've got Gustavo Bo back. They've got Carlos Hill back. They've got their main set of players up and ready to go. So this game should be a good one. I think they'll expect New England Revolution to get the job done. They are my pick to get the victory in this game and move into the first so-called round of the playoffs. Going with the Revs at minus 158. I don't think Thierry Henry and his team is quite good enough. I don't think they would have made the playoffs in a regular year, and they're just not that good of a team. But I might be eating my words. Who knows? Now, the next game up of the play-in games, 2 expansion teams. We will be doing this one live. Make sure you join us for our live stream reaction between Nashville and Inter Miami. This one's going to be fun. 2 expansion teams going at it. Which team's going to move on? One expansion team will get through. Nashville has been playing better as of late, really cohesive as a defensive group. Miami, up and down results. Not the best results lately. They did win on decision day, but this game will be a good matchup in Nashville. They get the home field advantage for this one, and they are my pick to get the victory and move on to set up a round 1 matchup against TFC. Nashville, I just think they've been playing too well lately. I underestimated them a lot in my picks and predictions in the past, and I expect them to get the victory at home where they do play so well. Now, into these set matchups in the first round, we have Orlando City against New York City coming up on Saturday, November 21st at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. This one is going to be a great game. I'm actually really disappointed in the time spot for this one. It should have been a primetime matchup. This game's going to be that good. You've got the odds for this one are New York City on the road. They're at a plus 150, and Orlando City is at plus 149. Almost a dead heat. Orlando just the slight favorites, probably because they're at home. This one is going to be the first playoff game for Orlando City. New York City is coming in extremely hot. They have won 4 games in a row. They're firing on all cylinders right now. This is going to be a really good matchup because it's in Orlando. If it was in New York, I would give it to New York hands down. But because it's in Orlando, who's going to pull out here? We've got Orlando. This is their first ever playoff game. No playoff experience whatsoever for this team. And then you've got New York City, who has that playoff experience, but not good playoff experience. That is the one thing holding this team back is the playoffs. They can't seem to get it done in the playoffs. Now they are on the road, so that might help them. And that's why I'm going with them. I'm going with New York City as my pick to win this one. I just see that team is just in too good of form right now. Orlando, they've had a great season, but I think that lack of playoff experience will hurt them. Now, make sure you guys join us tomorrow night. We will be doing our 2020 MLS Cup playoff preview. We will be talking all things MLS Cup playoffs from the start to the finish. We're going to talk about our MLS Cup predictions and everything in between. We will also be talking a lot about our Bracket Challenge League. You can join that league. Search for SOP Soccer in the search bar for the leagues. First place prize is going to be a limited edition champion swag. A hoodie, a shirt, whatever you want. We will customize it for the champion. One time, limited edition, only one out there, and we will get that to you. So let's get right back into these games now. Columbus Crew hosting the New York Red Bulls. Columbus, they were early Shield favorites. They were in the lead in the Eastern Conference for most of the season, firing on all cylinders with their new signing and newcomer of the year, Lucas Zelarayan. This team is good. New York Red Bulls, they've got that high press. They come off a victory against Toronto FC on decision day, and we'll see. This is going to be a good matchup. I think Columbus has a little bit more firepower, though, than the Red Bulls, and I expect them to pull through, especially being at home. The odds in this one is the Red Bulls come in at plus 252, and the Crew are minus 107. So I'm going with the Crew in this one to move on into the second round. They're just a strong team. They've got a really good base with Nagbe, with Zelarayan. I think they get it done. Moving right along to the Western Conference, your number one seed in the Western Conference, Sporting Kansas City, hosting the San Jose Earthquakes. This one, the Quakes come in as big-time underdogs, plus 349. Sporting Kansas City, big-time favorites, minus 156. Sporting Kansas City, they'll be at Children's Mercy Park with that home field advantage because there will be a crowd in attendance for this one. Sporting Kansas City is the top of the West, number one seed. And the Quakes, you don't know what you're going to get with them. Are they going to be the team that beat LAFC, or are they going to show up and be the team that lost to Vancouver? You just don't know with this team. Matias Almeida is a great coach. He's done a lot with what he has, but I don't think it's enough to take out the best team in the West. Peter Vermees always plays strong at home. That's my pick. I've got Sporting Kansas City getting the victory over the 8th seed and moving into the second round of the playoffs. Now, another matchup that we have in the Western Conference, the 4-5 matchup. This one is on the 22nd at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Minnesota United hosting Colorado Rapids at Allianz Field. This could be a good game. Two very, very even teams. The Rapids come in at plus 206, Minnesota at plus 108. I really like the odds of plus 206 for the Rapids. They are really playing well right now. The Rapids have now won, I believe, 3 straight. They came off a bit of a rough patch there with the COVID-19 break that they had. They weren't even on the training field together because they had so many positive tests. They got back into the groove. They lost a couple games. They weren't playing well, but now they've picked it back up. The points per game, don't let it fool you. This is a good team, and I expect them to go into Minnesota with no fans in the stands and get that victory. My pick is Colorado to win at plus 206. Great odds if you're betting. That one, you could really get a chance to win some money, but it is a tight matchup. So I'm going with Colorado there. Now, the next one up, we've got Portland Timbers hosting FC Dallas. Portland, we will be live for this one. Live stream reaction, Portland Timbers and FC Dallas. This should be a very good game. Dallas is playing well right now. Portland always plays really, really well at home at Providence Park. No fans in the stands, but again, this team is very strong at home. 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for this one. What's going to happen here? Will Portland try to put a second trophy in their case from this season? They did get the MLS's back tournament victory in Orlando. Can they add an MLS Cup to that? They are a favorite for the MLS Cup. They're sitting about, as far as the odds go, they're sitting pretty for that MLS Cup victory. They've been flirting at the top of the West with Sporting Kansas City and Seattle all season long. That's going to be a great, great matchup. T-Mac is on with us. Thanks for jumping on, T-Mac. He says he agrees with the Colorado pick. Mini is depleted with international call-ups. Again, that is something that we do have to bring into play. These international call-ups, we don't know what exactly is going to happen with these. They did change the rules on the quarantining process to bring them down to 4 days so that maybe some of these guys can get back in for these matchups. But there are a lot of MLS players that are out right now. And Jan Gregus actually scored for Slovakia today to get the victory over Scotland. So maybe he'll be back for this one. Maybe he won't. We don't know. But my pick in the Portland FC Dallas game, we've got the odds are, we've got plus 244 for Dallas. So big time dog there. And then Portland at a minus 103. I'm thinking my pick, Portland Timbers. I think they take this one at home at Providence Park. We'll be live for this one. Make sure to jump on with us and hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications so you see every time we do go live and bring that awesome American soccer content. And, oh, yeah, get in on that $250 Visa gift card challenge. Just that easy. We'll see. We hope to have Rocky on with us as well at Talk in the Woods on Instagram. And he's a big-time Portland fan. He'll be live at the stadium for the player walk-in on his Instagram at Talk and the Woods. We'll see if he joins us for our live stream reaction. Now, we're going to move into some hypothetical games here. We don't know exactly what's going to happen with these matchups. There are no odds for these matchups either. The first one we're talking about is Tuesday night at 5 o'clock. It's November 24th. I keep saying December. November 24th, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Toronto FC against Nashville. If my picks hold up and Nashville and New England get the victories in those two play-in games, it will be Toronto FC against Nashville. However, this is subject to change. If it is Toronto FC versus Nashville, Toronto has limped into these playoffs quite literally. They are really hurting right now. Lots of injuries for TFC. They're stumbling right now. Haven't played well in their last few games, but they do have a ton of experience in the playoffs. And being in the MLS Cup final the last three out of the last 4 years, that should bode well for them against an expansion side, albeit in Connecticut. They haven't announced if they're going to have fans in the stands yet. They did bring fans in the stands in Connecticut for the last regular season game. But we'll see if they actually bring fans in the stands for this one at Rentschler Field in Hartford, Connecticut. TFC, though, I think they just have too much firepower. Ao Akinola seems to be healthy. Josie Altidore is getting back to being healthy. My pick in this one, Toronto FC to get the victory over Nashville. And, of course, no odds in this one. We don't know yet because it's not official. But going with TFC and in this one as my pick. Now, before we move into the second hypothetical, Rocky has jumped back on with us. And here it is in writing at Talk and the Woods on Instagram. No problem, Rocky. Appreciate you coming back since you were just on a few minutes ago. My quality was terrible. Hope the quality is better now. Fix that upload issue there that I was having. So back to these games. We've got two more to talk about. Philadelphia Union hosting the New England Revolution. Again, hypothetical if the Revs win their matchup against Montreal and Nashville wins their matchup against their teams. Now, Salvador Chavez as well is on. How you doing, Salvador? Thanks for jumping on with us. And Philadelphia Union, New England Revolution. This one, Philly just too strong. They won the Supporter Shield. They're best team in the Eastern Conference in all of MLS. This team has played well all season long. Coming off a victory against the Revs in Philly on Decision Day. We will see how that matchup goes again there. But I don't know if I don't know. There's one slight concern that I have with the Philadelphia Union. The way they celebrated that Supporter Shield, which they should. They deserved it. They earned it. The first trophy in franchise history. However, what scares me about it is how hard they celebrated that trophy. These guys were crying on the field. It was a big deal, and I'm afraid that it maybe will be too much of a distraction because now we're heading into the second season. It's a brand new slate, brand new season. Everybody starts out at the same spot. Yes, there's different seedings, but I'm a little nervous about Philadelphia in this one. However, Edward Krivach, the third, Philadelphia, Portland versus Philly in the ship. Hey, maybe that would be a hell of a matchup for sure in that one there. So Edward, thanks for jumping on. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and get into our subscriber challenge and turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of our awesome American soccer content. We're bringing lots more in the playoffs. So this matchup, though, I got to go with Philadelphia Union. They're just too strong for New England, too strong of a team. Andre Blake might even be back. There is some whispers of that. If he is back, there's no question about it. But this one is going to be a Philadelphia win. That's my pick. Now, the last game of the playoffs, round one, is going to be the Seattle Sounders against LAFC. This is another really, really nice matchup. We'll be live for that one as well. Seattle Sounders hosting LAFC. Make sure you join us for that conversation. Come talk some soccer and watch along with us. Lots of fun. They always are. And this one is going to be at, I didn't update the time on my slide. It's actually at 9:30 Central Standard Time on November 24th. This one, the Sounders at home, very, very hard to beat at home. LAFC, still a really good team. They've got Vela back. They seem to be playing a lot better now. However, Seattle has been in MLS Cup 3 out of the last 4 seasons. They almost won the West this season. I think it's just too much for LAFC, who has not been the same team since last season when they won the Supporter Shield. And remember, Seattle went to LA last year and beat LAFC at the bank in the playoffs. So the lack of playoff experience for LAFC might come into play. Seattle, how can you bet against the champions? My pick is the Seattle Sounders to get the victory. So we'll be live again on that live stream reactions. We got 3 of them coming up in the first round of the playoffs. Make sure you guys jump on. And Jay Jardim as well. He says, what's up? These one-game knockouts, you never know. I think we see big upsets this year. That is a good point, Jay. It definitely could be. So that's it for the picks. Again, we'll be live tomorrow night for our 2020 MLS Cup playoff preview. We'll be breaking down all the matchups from the start to the finish. We'll be talking our MLS Cup predictions as well as our brackets that we'll be doing for the bracket challenge. You can join our league, SOP Soccer, and jump in on the fun and have a chance to win some awesome swag, one-of-a-kind limited edition swag. So with that, everybody have a great evening. We'll be back tomorrow night to talk more playoffs, and we'll talk to you guys real soon. Have a great night. See ya.